Welcome to the October 2007 City Focus. On this edition, redevelopment in Round Rock, CVB Fall Update, be safe this Halloween, and time to plant trees. These stories and more on City Focus.
On last month's City Focus, we reported on planning for redevelopment of our historic downtown. But downtown's not the only area ripe for redevelopment. The question of how we should go about taking the old in our community and making it new again is something the City Council took time to answer at its August retreat.
While the redevelopment of downtown was a prime focus of the City Council's recent retreat, it was by no means the only area in town discussed. The redevelopment potential of shopping centers at busy intersections in other parts of town was talked about as well.
The council is not going to do the redevelopment, and sometimes people kind of have the misconception that the government is going to go do the redevelopment, and we're not. What we're going to do is provide a set of tools that will enable private enterprise to go do the redevelopment, which is where it should lie.
What the City Council doesn't want to see is low-end redevelopment, where a new coat of paint is slapped on the exterior, with the owners seeking variances to our present ordinances, which have higher standards for parking, landscaping, and vehicle access.
We don't want to have the impression that you look at a redevelopment and say, wow, boy, did they do that on the cheap. That's not what we're looking for.
When taking field trips to other communities prior to the retreat, council members saw some terrific examples of the kind of redevelopment that's possible in old 70s-style strip centers. In Scottsdale, Arizona, McGraw and Councilmember Joe Clifford experienced a revitalized strip center known as La Grande Orange.
The realtors were marketing houses around it as being within a certain distance of this particular establishment. I wouldn't say this is unique to Scottsdale. This is happening all across the nation. But you take an old 7-Eleven kind of strip retail center that's really old and really worn, and you completely redo it into a completely different concept.
At any given time, the City of Round Rock is working on a number of large projects to make life in Round Rock a little easier. If you're interested in what projects are planned or are underway, then look no farther than roundrocktexas.gov's Capital Improvement Program, or CIP, section. From the City homepage, mouse over the What's New drop-down and select Capital Improvement Program. You can click on this link for general information about the program, or go ahead and select a subcategory if you already know what you're interested in. Each section has a list of projects, their start dates, and their estimated completion dates. Click on the project title to go to the detailed project page. This page notes the project ID, name, description, and budget. Other information includes the project manager's name and what the project's current status is. If you're interested in the large projects that the city is working on or has slated for the not-too-distant future, then the Capital Improvement Program section of roundrocktexas.gov will be a great resource for you.
For many residents in Round Rock, neighbors with cars parked on their front lawn or beside their house can be a nuisance and a hazard. The City of Round Rock recently passed an ordinance regulating parking on residential lots to address this issue.
In September, the City Council passed an ordinance requiring vehicles in residential areas to be parked on paved surfaces in front and side yards, not on grass.
The ordinance came about because we were getting numerous complaints of vehicles being parked in grass, some of them quite egregious if you looked at the effect on the neighborhood. So we met with the Mayor's President's Roundtable 3 times. We met with several of the older neighborhoods that did not have curbs and gutters, and we wrote in grandfathering provisions so that they didn't have to replace their substandard driveways and such. until they actually reconstructed a new house on the site. The primary issue was the effect on property values. When a neighborhood starts beginning to look like it's deteriorating, property values go down, and according to the police department, crime rates go up. So it was a crime prevention tool as well as a property value protection tool.
Under the ordinance, the parking surface may be asphalt, concrete, or other equivalent materials, but not gravel or crushed stone. Existing gravel driveways are okay, but cannot be expanded unless they are brought into compliance.
If your car is parked in your yard or anywhere in violation of the ordinance, then you stand to be ticketed and your car stands to be impounded if it isn't moved.
More information on the ordinance is available on the city's website. If you're interested in expanding an existing paved area, contact the city's planning department at 218-5428.
The City of Round Rock and the Clay Matson Recreation Center host the Rockin' Around the Holiday Bazaar from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with 90 vendors for your holiday shopping enjoyment. Each vendor will feature unique gifts and crafts ranging from toys to jewelry. Parents can enjoy shopping while their children make crafts of their own at the Elves Workshop. Admission for everyone in the family is free. Come get some holiday shopping out of the way early from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Rockin' Around the Holiday Bazaar.
Come celebrate Halloween. The City of Round Rock is hosting fun free events for toddlers and preschoolers. The Round Rock Public Library will host parties leading up to Halloween. Children and parents are encouraged to dress in costume and bring 30 treats such as candies and toys to share. Children 2 and up are welcome to attend, but make sure you pre-register with the library. On Halloween morning, join Round Rock Parks and Recreation from 9 to 11:30 at Old Settlers Park for the Fall Fun Festival. At the Fall Fun Festival, enjoy carnival games with haystack hunting, cookie stacking, spider ring toss, and more. Come in costume with your trick-or-treat bags to collect the goodies. We encourage all to bring a canned food item to benefit the Round Rock Serving Center. It's great to be a kid in Round Rock this Halloween. Visit roundrocktexas.gov for more information.
Halloween is almost here, and that means kids are preparing to hit the streets for a night of trick-or-treating. Shannon McIntyre has some tips to help make sure all our young ones are safe on the 31st.
A fun Halloween is a safe Halloween. Here's some easy-to-follow tips to avoid holiday hazards. Kids should trick-or-treat only in neighborhoods they know and at houses with the lights on. Also remember to carry a flashlight and have a cell phone handy. Parents should check children's costumes before they leave. Make sure the costume fits properly, has reflective qualities, and is flame retardant if possible. An adult should always accompany young children. Homeowners should also make sure that their yard is well lit and free of obstructions. Avoid having candles or open flames inside of jack-o'-lanterns, and never pass out unwrapped candy.
If you're going to be entertaining trick-or-treaters, make sure that your dogs are kept confined so they don't run out or become aggressive at the sight of some of these costumes. For adults and kids that have replica weapons or anything of that nature as part of their costumes, be very, very careful about that. Do not wear your masks or your costumes or carry any type of replica weapons into retail establishments, especially banks.
Using common sense, being aware of your surroundings, and following these simple tips will go a long way toward making this a safe holiday.
As we enter fall, we begin to see leaves falling from above. Round Rock Forester Imsud Hirosevic encourages us to plant trees during this beautiful time of year.
The species to plant are various oaks and elm trees, and many more that you can find on our webpage. And now we'll show you how to plant a tree.
The first step in properly planting a tree is selecting the right site. Be sure to stay away from underground and overhead utilities and other things that will affect the tree as it grows. Today we're planting a bald cypress tree next to a creek in Old Settlers Park. This is a great location for this tree. Our second tree planting step is making sure our hole is correct and it's wide enough and deep enough. M-Suit, can you give me a hand with this?
You bet, Jim.
We want to make sure our hole is 2 to 3 times the size of our container of our tree. We want to make sure it's not too deep and that we have enough room for our roots to spread out as the tree grows. I'm going to take the top of it and pull. We pull it out of the container. We make sure there's no girdling roots around the root ball, and we roll it into the hole. Our third step is filling the tree in and making sure we don't put too much soil on top of the root ball. That's very important. What you want to do is, as you fill the hole with soil, you want to gently pack it up against the root ball, keep your tree straight, and it helps if someone stands off to the side and kind of lines you up so you make sure your tree is even in the hole. As we're filling in around the root ball of the tree, what's very important is that we stay off of the top of the root ball and that we can see the flare, the root flare of the stem. We don't want to cover that up. That's very important. Kind of the third step is when we're filling in, we want to create what's called a berm around the outside of our hole. That's going to hold the water. And when we put our mulch on at the end, it's going to help that water stay on the roots of the tree. Okay, our fourth and final step is putting our mulch on and watering the tree thoroughly. So you apply about 3 to 4 inches, 3 inches of hardwood mulch is a good choice. Keep it around your berm of your tree and around your root ball. Same way that we did with the soil, you want to stay away from the root flare of the tree. Right where the tree hits the soil, you want to keep that clear of mulch.
Now that we show you how to plant a tree, we'd like to invite you to join us in planting several hundred trees each winter with the City of Round Rock.
After the AT&T Games of Texas, the fields have had no time to rest. The sports capital of Texas has been busy accommodating over 35,000 participants and spectators in the Round Rock area. Over the past months, we have played host to over 100 girls softball teams at the Pony Nationals, more than 1,100 3v3 Kick-It soccer players, and over 3,500 athletes came to the area for the Rev Up Cup and Labor Day soccer tournaments. New to the sports capital this year was the AAU Kung Fu Tai Chi Nationals, with competitors coming from as far away as New York to compete. Super Series Baseball had its best autumn turnout with 75 teams contending in the Labor Day Lounger Tournament. The fall is running strong with the annual McNeil Cross Country Meet pulling in several thousand runners and parents alike. The sports capital of Texas was successful on and off the field this year. The Round Rock Convention and Visitors Bureau earned first place recognition at the Texas Association of Convention and Visitors Bureau's Idea Fair for sports marketing. The campaign won top recognition both from the panel of judges and as the People's Choice. We also placed second in the web category and third for best advertising. All of the events and tournaments in our community this year will have a local economic impact of over $10 million. So get out there and enjoy some athletic activities in the sports capital of Texas.